Okay, there we go. Okay, so, anyways, have you guys ever heard of a twin flame?
A
Twin
what?
flame?
A
The
twin
No.
flame?
the
No.
twin flame. Okay, so basically, the twin flame is your other half. So you have a masculine version of your twin flame and then a
Oh.
feminine. So basically, they say that your soul is split into two. You have your male and your female version.
I heard about this actually.
Yeah,
Um, it's like a mythology thing, right?
I think so, but to be honest, it feels kind of real to me. Like, I don't know if you guys have had any experience with it, like where you start talking with somebody and it's like an instant connection, instant kind of spark type kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's not really a twin flame though. Like, but let me continue on the twin flame. A twin flame is like a mirrored version of yourself, and they you see a lot of things that you did or felt in your life in them, but they might have the same personalities, like the same things you do, but at the same time have their own different personality and like a little different things. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, when you meet this person, you're supposed to have this spark hit you, and you just kind of like know with your entire being that this person is just kind of like you in the opposite gender form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So have you guys ever had any like experiences where you just felt like that instant connection without even knowing the person, being able to relate on such a deep connection, like deep level?
Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
Well,
Um, who
can I
wants
go
to go
first?
first? Sure, I'll go first real
Yeah,
quick.
go for it.
So, I recently did get out of a relationship. We were close to hitting a year.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm gonna throw it out there. Met him on Tinder. I believe that app is not just about what people make it seem to be. There's a lot to it. It just depends on how you use it and how you put yourself out there. So honestly, like when we first matched, instant connection. Like we both had the same humor. It was amazing. And from there, like we talked for a few, like I would say like 2 weeks before we actually met in person. When our first date, and it was like great. Like we connected so well, and I felt like me when I meet someone that I like, I am shy. So with this person, I was not shy. I was like open about everything as has like he was too, stuff like that. So I believe that you can meet someone and before like actually meeting them in person, like even just talking or whatever, you can spark a connection and you just know the feeling because there is a feeling that you feel. It's hard to explain, but yeah, so that's my input on like that.
Well,
Yeah.
so do you guys like believe in like the rebirth, or do you guys believe in reincarnation?
I'm kind of iffy
Um.
about it, to be
No,
honest.
not
No, I
really.
don't. No.
Okay,
I'm
so,
not sure what I believe in.
okay, so like the only reason why I asked that is because I feel like soulmates and twin flames wouldn't exist without the possibility of reincarnation. Like we have so many dreams with people in it that we've never even met before, and then sometimes you even end up meeting this person 2 months down the road, 4 months down the road,
Yeah,
a
like
year.
deja vu.
See, I
Exactly,
don't feel like I've
exactly.
I've had that before where I dream about someone and then meet them. I feel like
Yeah.
I've had dreams of a person that I know currently, or I have dreams of someone, but like it's a certain someone, but in my dream they look completely different. So I don't know if that's what you're trying to say.
No,
Um,
it would be like a person that you've never seen before, and like sometimes you can remember the dream in exact detail. But the funny thing about the brain is that the brain never makes up any images that you ever see in your life.
yeah, you can't see a face in your dream that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
feel like that happens. That happens to me, but like in scenes instead. Like instead of meeting people, I feel like I've been to places that I've dreamt about.
Mhm.
and have never seen.
Well,
It's
well,
happened a few times for me.
well. See, that's where it goes back to reincarnation. Like, for me, I feel like I've lived so many different lives,
Oh,
and
that's deep.
I've been so many different places, and then I feel like I've connected with so many different people on another level that I've never even met before, and it'd be instantaneous. Like, how can that be possible if there was no type of reincarnation? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a weird thing about reincarnation is that like you could potentially, like, let's say if you did get reincarnated,
Mm-hmm.
time didn't really matter and you got reincarnated at a random point in time,
Right.
you could have technically interacted with yourself, and you might have been rude to yourself, you might have been nice to yourself, you might have even dated yourself and you didn't even know it.
That's
You just blew my mind. What?
Whoa.
the word, dude. And you know, like, honestly, I love to think that like, say you have a friend die or something, right?
Oh shit.
10 or 20 years down the line, you have a kid, and that kid does a ton of shit that that old friend did. And
Yeah.
and like, you feel like with every fiber of your being that that kid is your reincarnated friend. Like,
Wow.
how can you feel to how
I'm
can
getting
you
goosebumps.
how can you feel to such a deep level of, like, assurance that somebody's
Yeah.
been reincarnated? Like,
Yeah.
your instinct is almost never wrong, especially when you feel it to the core of your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
That, like, how can it not be true?
Yeah. I I feel like that's kind of the thing that sucks about the situation is that we literally won't know until we die, and then somehow, if we do get reincarnated, we're gonna forget anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
Yeah.
for me, one of my little
So we'll never know.
one of my little theories is that when you die, you come back to life with a specific set of traits from your old life.
Yeah.
So say right now, you were a business owner, you were creative, you might go into the next life with that same set of skills of
Yeah.
being creative and enjoying failure, which most people don't now. They're kind of afraid of it. I don't know why. Failure is a good thing and it should be encouraged.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? But
Yeah, I believe that because without failure, you can't succeed.
without failure, there's no
Whoa.
gain. Without failure, I can't speak. Without failure, there's no gain. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Damn, I just thought of something. So like, you know how like the population increases, right? And we have a lot of people that are like dying, but more people are being born than are dying.
Right.
I wonder if in reincarnation terms, if time really doesn't actually matter and you've lived every single life ever, because the population's still increasing. So that means that we couldn't have an even amount of people dying and being reborn at the same exact rate.
Okay.
So
I
So-
think
they're gonna
about
need to be
this.
pumped out of places.
Okay. So let me blow your mind again. So
Go for it.
So I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure. I was told that it's scientifically proven that there's little universes around you, right? Now
I suppose.
now this part, I believe with every fiber of my being. This is what my intuition said, this is what my instinct says, but when you die, you go to an alternate reality, right?
Yeah.
And whatever that you desire from the very core of your being, you probably won't know it. That's what kind of world you'll be put in. So say you desire a world with
Oh.
So say you desire a world with no hunger, no war. That might be what world you go to next. Or say you're just depressed when you die and you just hate everything, then you might be born into a world of disaster.
Wow. Yeah, that's kind of scary though, because like there's some people with really, really fucked up lives and then will just go to somewhere where it's like super serene and you won't even realize it because you're gonna be so like mind blown by how great everything is that you're just gonna live your life happy, and it kind of sucks, to be honest, because then everything will be kind of perfect.
Well,
I don't know. I think there's a good and a bad too, because it could. I guess it could actually be good. You know, you go there and there is still like things that are like you can still feel pain. You know, you still are like a being and you can feel. but maybe it's just like things that you enjoy doing. Like if you enjoyed skydiving, you know, you do like really crazy things, like you already know all the skills in the world and you can just do shit
Right. I get
and
you.
explore aspects.
But
I guess.
but let's not to get too off topic because, as Esther said, we're going into afterlife type shit.
Yeah.
But
I'd
so
like to go back. Go ahead,
yeah,
sorry.
so back to like twin flames and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
As I was getting at, basically, you meet people from other worlds in other lifetimes is what I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and then that previous lifetime is where you build these bonds and connections from.
It's
Yeah.
basically like a parallel universe.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, twin flames are like originally like humans were born or like created, I guess, like with 4 legs, you know, 2 faces on one head, like 4 legs, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And like supposedly like Zeus or whatever, like separated them and was like, hey, you guys have to go find each other because he envied like human love so much or something. But now that I think about it, I think I've had a twin flame.
Yeah, exact. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much the same thing. And also, when I think of twin flames, I think of the yin and yang symbol.
Oh yeah, I love that symbol. I'm planning on
Yeah.
getting a tattoo of that, but
Did
not the colors, but I want like a sunflower because since there's always the good and the bad and all that stuff, and then sunflowers represent like positivity and stuff. So I
yeah.
that's coming soon.
Yeah, something actually I found out about the yin and yang symbol is that the reason that there's a dot of each color in the other color is that even in all goodness there's a little bit of like bad, and in all bad there's a little bit of good.
Exactly. I was
And
just about to
I
say
didn't know that for the longest time, but it was crazy when I found that out.
Well, that's actually called the Nova effect. And
I did not know that.
And they call it the Nova effect because there's a story behind it if you guys want to hear about it. But
Oh, yeah, I've got time.
so this guy loses his dog in the forest because the dog decides to run off and chase a bunny. Obviously, the dog's name is Nova, and so he goes looking for his dog, ends up losing the dog for a week, and then this really pretty girl shows up with his dog, and they have an instant connection, and turns out it's like the love of his life. And yada yada yada. So eventually he goes to go pick her up for a date, and he gets into a car crash.
Oh, I think I've seen this actually.
Yeah, it's
I've
on
seen
it's
that
on
video.
it's on YouTube. But yeah, he gets into a car crash, and he ends up in the doctor's office or the doctor's,
Yes.
and they check up on him, and he has a brain tumor. So
Yep.
basically, if he didn't lose his
the girl
dog,
leaves her.
he would have died from that brain tumor eventually.
Yeah. Well, if he didn't lose his dog, he wouldn't have found that girl that would have gotten into that car crash to get him to find out that he had a brain tumor.
Basically.
Yeah. That's amazing actually. I seen that story. That was great.
Yeah, I have never heard of that, but yeah, that is a really good story.
It's really impressive, yeah.
It just goes to show that everything does happen for a reason. Like regardless whether people believe in that or not, I
Well-
believe in things happening for a reason.
I don't believe in coincidence either.
Well, true, but it's like what that saying, one door closes, another opens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's so much to go into about this certain topic.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's
Yeah.
like there's so much that I don't even know where to start about it.
Yeah, I mean, going back to like the like ever having a person like click with you like immediately. The actually the girl that I'm with right now is actually we met like I want to say about a year ago, and like the first week that we met, she was already over at my house. We were already hanging out.
Like some best
And,
friend
like-
type shit.
Yeah, like we were really like ridiculously close friends. We only knew each other for like 2 weeks at that point, and
Yeah.
she was already coming over and shit. And then after a while, like it just became into like it fell directly into a
Like it
relationship.
felt so right.
Yeah, it was ridiculous because
Yeah.
we barely knew each other. We didn't like. I just moved here.
But you felt like
But-
you have
Yeah,
like you knew her
it
for a
was-
really long time.
Yes, it was ridiculous because like
Because that's how well you guys clicked, because you guys had so much in common
yeah.
and so much to do that
And-
it felt right.
Yeah, and the only reason that she didn't date me for the first like fucking month that we were like actually knew each other was because she had actually just recently got out of a relationship and she just didn't want to like get back into a new one, and I didn't know that. She never told me that, so I was just waiting.
Mhm.
And then apparently she wanted to ask me out, but like
I'm gonna stop you there. Like it's just it depends on where you're at in your life.
yeah,
It doesn't depend of, oh yeah, I'm ready, but like yeah, my mind's like set on somebody else. You have to have full commitment on somebody.
oh yeah, no, it was
At
completely
all
full
times.
commitment. I wasn't even like paying attention to anybody else. Like it was just me and her, and we were just hanging out all the time, 24/7.
So have you guys ever felt such like have you guys ever felt so free to the point where you felt like you were completely awakened with all your senses?
It depends.
Could you elaborate?
Like you have no worries. You're basically radiating positive energy. You feel like you're in tune with the world. You feel like you're in tune with your intuition. That kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened. I think it happens to everybody a few times. You know, you're just like by yourself, like in the wilderness or some shit, like out in the middle of nowhere, and
Right.
you're just completely calmed down. You're not really thinking about anything. You're just like listening to like birds and shit in the background. I think we all go through like a little
Just
bit of that.
enjoying life, basically.
Yeah,
Like
not really worried
you
about
feel
too
like
much.
you feel like a new person at like new extreme heights, you know?
Yeah,
So
Honestly, that's how I've been feeling lately. Like I've been not reborn, because I don't want to say reborn, but like I feel like a lot has been lifted off my shoulders.
I mean
Yeah.
that's a good feeling. It means
yeah.
I mean,
I think that's life.
I think it means that there's something good going for you at the moment.
Yeah, because I'm not stressing, no worries, nothing like that. Yeah, so
Hashtag
everything's been
Hakuna
going good.
Matata.
Yeah,
It means no
feel like
worries.
yeah, I feel like generally, you know, you have points in your life that are like really, really difficult, and then you'll like, you know, have like a chill like period for a few, I don't know, maybe years, and then something else happens, and you gotta deal with that. But I think generally, as long as you try and like, if you just stop trying one day, then you're just gonna get a fucking plate full of stuff that it's gonna make you really like anxious, and you know, it's gonna ruin your life. But if you really just push through that,
Look at
it's,
the big picture. 'Cause
yeah,
there's always something good out there, no
There-
matter what's going on
Yeah,
in life.
no matter what, there's
Yeah.
there's always something good, no matter how bad the situation is.
There's a thing that my dad told me once. He told me, he's like, there is no problem in the world, or no, what? Oh my God, it's gonna take me a minute. He said something like, no problem in the world cannot be solved unless it's death.
yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
some
facts.
true shit. And you know, I always like hear if it's not gonna bother you in 5 years, don't let it bother you for more than 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's
didn't,
just time wasted.
Facts.
Whoa.
Fuck, who was the dude that played Aladdin in the new Aladdin movie?
I don't know.
Fuck, I
haven't
forgot his
seen it.
name.
Um,
All right, and Rogue, I know you really I could sense the enthusiasm in your voice earlier. Over getting into romance. So if you want to kickstart us off on that.
I'm gonna go back to the Soulmates thing. Me and this guy never really clicked, but somehow like there's always like ties, like
Like, what do you mean ties?
and like I'll get into so I went to high school.
Right.
My like freshman year I saw this boy and I don't know why he stuck out. He looked average. My friends didn't think he was cute. I thought he was cute. I thought he was just awesome the way he was. And like somehow like we'd always like I would always hear about him or like he wasn't popular at the time. And I just felt this like strong like attraction. And I didn't talk to him until like my junior year. And he was a senior and he was about to leave school and I was like, this is my chance. But I was a little bit too nervous. I overthought it, and nothing ever happened between me and him. But like, I still like.
Regret it?
I don't regret it. But I just wish the best for him. Like, and like, he had this mom or this grandma. I would go to the shop and like, she was like, "Oh, you want to see my handsome grandson?" And I was like, "Yeah, because I was boy crazy in high school." And it was him. And it's funny because she ran this like kind of like metaphysical shop, like tarot cards and like almost like witchy things. But like
Man, way to
I
put
don't
the
know
cherry on the top.
how to
Yeah,
buy.
man.
Like it's weird because it was like I got like tarot cards and like it's and then I dated this one guy and his sister dated my quote unquote soulmate. We'll call him Charles. I don't know. Uh, but it was always like at an arm's length. Like we could have reached out to each other, but neither one of us took like the initiative. And I don't know if he ever felt the same way. And I'm not going to message him after 7 years or so, being like, "Hey, did you ever feel anything between us?" Because like I don't know if he believes in like soulmates or anything, but I think like maybe like back to the reincarnation thing again. Like maybe I knew him in like a past life, and it just felt he just felt familiar.
Yeah.
Even though you really never talked to him, you just felt that vibe like, oh my god, I know you from somewhere.
That's kind of
Exactly.
crazy.
And
That
like,
makes you gone.
and like back to what like how you said, oh, eventually you met up with him a couple years down the line. It's like you guys were just drawn to each other without even thinking about it. It's just like the universe was just trying to pull you together, but I guess you didn't act on the universe's.
No.
You just didn't take that initiative that the universe is offering you.
No, I mean I feel like it's been offered like multiple times, and it's weird because I'm still like friends with his grandma on Facebook, and like she's always posting about him, and it's just like I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, oh well, like yeah, it seemed familiar, but like I don't know. Sometimes you don't have to be romantic with a soulmate or something like that. Like I don't think he was like my twin flame.
Right.
Far from it.
Well, like I said, your twin flame would be. It would seem like everything you are.
Mm-hmm.
They would just feel like you. Life events would like match yours. You know what I'm saying?
But see, I want to believe in that, but then it's hard because like
Logically.
yeah, backtrack to like what I was saying earlier about my ex-boyfriend that we just ended. Like in the beginning, everything was fine. Like we were okay. So I don't believe in zodiac signs. I really don't. But this was
Well,
the first time. Hold
well.
on.
Oh,
Well,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, that's like you guys were in the beginning of your 6 month honeymoon phase, so
Yeah, but
of
no,
course
but
everything is
even
all
you,
sweet in there.
no, but even like that, like I said, I don't believe in zodiac signs, anything like that. But he was the first like Aquarius that I dated
Mm.
because I'm an Aquarius. So he was the first same sign that I dated, and it just felt like how he said it. Everything felt so right. We clicked so well. We were like literally best friends, but we were dating and whatnot. And like even after the 6 months, like everything was still going great until he's like got a new job, he got busy, like he changed. I feel like he changed, not as a person, but to others. He
God,
changed.
that's
Like, yeah, so I want to say that I believe in like the whole soulmate thing, but then I don't because people do change too.
I
yeah.
think
I
people just
Well,
show you who they are.
yeah.
yeah, and change is inevitable. Change will happen no matter what. Like
Yeah.
like
And
you cannot possibly avoid it.
isn't that a quote? They made like a quote out of that. It was like saying that the worst feeling in the world is seeing somebody you love like change and destroy themselves.
And it's not like he destroyed himself.
Well, yeah. I'm just like that's
He
just
he he's doing good things for himself and I'm proud of him. Like I love to say that he's doing great, but it's just the fact that what about your family? Like what about the
yeah.
person you're dating? Like you can't leave those things behind just because you're working your way up. Like you have to take those things with you.
Yeah, and those
And I
decisions
feel
change your
like that's
life.
what he wasn't doing.
Yeah.
I hear you. There's a lot of people that get caught up in their work and they're like work, 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 work. And I understand it personally, you know. It's just some people have such big visions in their mind, all they can think about is working.
Yeah, they're ambitious because they have something in their mind that they want to set straight, and that's all they're gonna work for, no matter who's trying to stop them, no matter who like they're with, blah blah. Like they have their mindset on one thing, and like nothing or no one's gonna stop them.
I feel like
It's not a bad
and
mindset to
I
have.
It's not, but being ambitious, like you literally only. I don't want to say you care about yourself, but that's kind of what it is to be ambitious. Is
I feel
that
like if you
you're
really
all for
wanted
yourself.
like to be with somebody, you would no matter what. And I feel I'm not saying like that anybody's relationship here was like any less than like what it was at all. But I feel like if somebody really wants to like take you with them, or like if they're doing like the best for themselves and they say that it's too much for them, then like they it's not meant to be. Like
Right.
I feel like
It's
Yeah.
it's
like
not
a bad
okay.
person saying this, but
There's not enough feeling there to grab onto anything.
and it's not you, it's them. Like
See,
Right.
that goes back to like the whole soulmate thing. Like it's hard to what's the word? I can't think
To
right now.
find
But
somebody.
and not find someone, but it's hard to tell if they're your soulmate or not because like what we're talking about, everything can be going so well at first, but then things happen and then like okay, they're not my soulmate anymore. Like what happened?
Yeah.
I
You
think
get
a
Like
me?
soulmate
two-faced.
will
Yeah, I
always
feel
be
like you
your
can.
Not
soulmate.
two-faced. It's more the fact that like where did
Yeah.
things go wrong?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think you can get like initial
so
vibes with somebody, and then they
so
They
change.
just like
Yeah, then you don't
drift
get the same
away.
vibes.
So
so back on that topic, the way I think that like if we're talking about twin flames, right? To be somebody's twin flame, I feel like you have to have the same goal in mind and want to work just as hard as the other person. That's what I feel like a twin flame would be like.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Okay, because twin flames are meant for eternity. They're meant forever. So if you guys are twin flames and truly deeply connected and they're your real twin flame, your goals will be the pretty much the same and you guys will both want to work just as hard toward the same goal.
mm.
What were you going to say, Rogue?
I feel like it's gone.
I
Just left.
I had a few
You
things
forgot in a split 5 seconds.
I had
There
a
were so many thoughts going through my
I
head.
had a few. Okay, spit it out. Spit it out, Rogue. Spit it out.
I feel like you don't have to have the same like goals. Like if somebody wants to be a veterinarian, you also have to have the same love for animals. I think that's just a plus. I think you both just really want to succeed in life, and you guys will have like
Okay,
similar.
so that's not what I'm talking about. That's
Okay,
great if
go
you
ahead.
guys. That's great if you guys want to
I
like.
forgot.
That's great if people just want to do regular jobs. But I'm talking about like an Esther situation
so
where Stokes wanted so much more. Like
Oh,
he
name
really wanted to
dropping.
Right.
work. He really wanted to work his ass off and get up higher
Didn't
while
know
he
we were
can.
bringing names into this.
Yeah, I
Okay.
freaking used the fake name for my
Oh,
guy.
I'll cut it out. Okay. So
No, it's fine.
so
I
so
mean,
is your
it's not like it was secret anyways.
yeah, the whole world knew anyways.
Yeah.
But anyways, like he wanted so much more, and Esther just wanted to chill, right? She just wanted to work
It's
her.
not that I wanted to chill. It's just like I want to get my stuff going on too. But the fact that like he like Castor, you're busy. I get it. You have to know what you're talking about, or else like you're gonna look dumb in front of a lot of people. Like I
Right.
understand. It's just the fact that like when he was home, it felt like he had other priorities because he was gone a lot, trust me. He there was an event almost every month, not including the fact that like he was working at the main studio, which is in Poland, so every other month he was in Poland. So I had to deal with him being gone a lot. And I know Destiny has the same situation, but at least like he comes down every week when Stokes is gone, he's gone
Alright,
for
I'm
like
back.
months on end. So it it just sucks because um like you think you're gonna last with someone, but
Right.
then things happen, life gets in the way, and it
See,
just
see,
doesn't work out.
okay, now let me say this
Right.
before I forget it. Now, when people have expectations, expectations never go the way that you expect them to go.
And I
Right.
guess that's where I went wrong.
Like the second you start having expectations, you get fucked up because expectations always go the opposite direction.
Right. Where your goals are, the expectations shouldn't follow.
Right.
Well, I don't think necessarily it's every single case that when you expect something to happen, it doesn't happen. Like there's times where you can expect something to happen and it generally does happen,
Right.
Right.
But that's
but
when
there is times where it's like you get misled and then it hurts more, I
right.
guess.
But when it
Yeah.
comes to expecting, like say you're running a business, you have to bust your fucking ass to expect
Yeah.
anything. You know.
Right.
I think
That
that's the
is
same thing in a
fact.
relationship. Like if you want to achieve anything, you should need to be working towards that.
Right, and back to goals and twin flames and all that, right? So what I was getting at with having the same goals is like say somebody wants to run a business. I'm talking about two people coming together, you know, as a relationship level, and they have the same goals to both work their asses off for the same thing to build whatever they want to build, whatever company they have in mind, you know?
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's what I'm talking about when it comes to
Yeah,
Okay.
because
goals.
in our situation, it was the complete opposite. Like, I'm going into nursing. He's
He
a,
wants
a
to
commentator for a video game. Like, that's
right.
where do we not where do we connect? Because I do play the video game as well, and I do enjoy it.
Mm.
But, like, as a
Not to
living
his level.
wise,
Not to his level.
yeah, not to his level. Because he, like, eats and breathes the video game, whereas I just play it when I'm bored and want to hang out with some friends. But, like, yeah, like, I have a lot of stuff that I need to get done, as does he, as does everyone. But like how you said, like couples coming into a business, like working on it with each other, like that, you put a lot of effort into that together. Whereas like two people going into completely different like occupations, like it's hard to
Yeah,
work with
so
Yeah.
that.
exactly. When you have two different occupations and two different goals, it's kind of hard to build that connection. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you go into a relationship like that, the connection's actually a little bit severed.
Yeah, and I think that's where everything went wrong because he had to do the whole video game and I didn't grow up playing video games.
Right. And
I was
and
I was a more social person, so it not saying that like people aren't social that play video games, but like I did sports, I was a cheerleader, like that kind of stuff. So growing up, I felt like I grew up differently than he did. So that's kind of where it it gets complicated, basically.
right, yeah. So I mean, I get where you're coming from, and but I mean, had you been super into podcasting like he was, he'd probably support you through it. He probably would have supported you through it, and probably try to get you a job on his level. But we're not gonna talk about the
Yeah, but
past.
yeah, I have my own stuff that I want
Right?
to do.
Yeah,
I don't think doing a podcast I would want to do that for a living.
yeah.
At least not me.
I get you. I get where you. I get where you're at. I get where your mind is. You want to do something completely different.
Yeah, I like to help people. So going into the nursing field, the medical field, like that's where it's all at.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Some like for me, I find like I want to help people too, but like the medical field and all that
It's
other
not for you. It's not for a lot of people.
yeah, like to me, there's a shit ton of different ways to help people.
Exactly.
Like for me, eventually, I'd like to change the education system, and I'd like to change the world.
See, and you're helping people by changing
and
this one little thing.
and educating people and
Exactly.
making it enjoyable eventually, hopefully. And so, Rogue, what's swirling around in your brain over there?
I like to help people, but I don't like to help them like medically or like educationally. Like I just like to make people laugh and like
Emotionally,
it's
basically.
yeah, because you never know what anybody's going through. Like people get so sad and like you gotta smile. It sounds so corny. You gotta
Okay,
keep your chin up.
Hey,
okay, I'm gonna stop you all. Okay, over from January all the way to April, I helped over 100,000 people from committing suicide because that Momo challenge. The only downfall that I saw in a lot of people was their parents had a good influence or not a very good influence on them.
I mean, yeah, that does come into play. Very, very big role.
Like you have to have a steady base in your like childhood or you're not gonna get anywhere. And then okay, to be honest, a lot of kids that want to become police officers nowadays, like probably sixth graders all the way to probably seniors, want to become police officers.
Right.
3 out of 4 of them will become police officers and will form our economy back up again.
Right.
But you know, with all these crooked cops and like relationships that they're bringing on all of us, yeah, it messes with all of our brains. We can't fix it until a new era comes back into play. That what Trump's trying to bring.
And
Because all the women nowadays, they already bring 7 trillion into the economy, more than men.
So I hate to get political here, but I'm just wondering, do you think that Trump is physically like directing this? Because you say
He's
that there's a lot of crooked cops coming in. Do you think it's because of Trump?
I don't think so. I think it's just the crooked cops that were there. The crooked cops that are training people now, they're trying to teach them that, oh yeah, let's shoot at them because they charged at us.
Well, I mean,
No,
in general, in most cases, if someone's charging at you, you have complete right to
right.
defend yourself.
But the only other thing is you got a handy tool called a taser.
Well, tasers don't always work. Tasers are actually quite ineffective if somebody's wearing even a light sweater, let alone a
Right.
shirt. Even shirts sometimes will stop them. So if someone's rushing at you with a knife, if they get tased, what are you gonna do afterwards? Tase them again until they drop the knife?
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
Well,
you
okay.
got the battery.
Even if the taser
Scenario.
initially works.
all right. Let's hop off the political role because that's not the theme of this
Yeah,
podcast.
I don't like talking about politics, sorry.
I love talking about politics.
I do too, but let's save that for another podcast.
All right.
But like back onto this this love kind of relationship that we were on, and I mean, like I said, bonds. There's so many different ways that a bond could be severed. You know what I mean? It's it's just it just depends on how you go at it and how you work with the person, and if one or the other person or both, hopefully, I think both should adjust to each other if they really like the vibe and the energy that they both have in the relationship.
Yeah.
But
I-
but then again, I don't think a lot of people nowadays are like willing to adjust, and a lot of people nowadays are also closed-minded.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a relationship is more than like hearing somebody and talking and like understanding. You have to comprehend. Like you have to like understand where they're coming from.
And that's where the whole communications key part comes in.
Yeah, but you can communicate and they can hear you and you can say what you mean, but if they don't like comprehend and understand what you're saying, then it's just words wasted.
And
True.
I think a lot of like 90% of relationships fail because nobody knows how to use their instinct or follow their intuition or learn how to feel vibes or connections. And
Right.
a lot of people are
Not-
a lot of people
not-
just
Sorry, no, go ahead.
A lot of people hit it off in relationships because they're like, oh, looks.
It's
Yeah,
also
that
kind of
I
a-
agree.
Well, I mean, like with all due respect, would you really date someone that you don't find attractive?
Well, it's not okay, yes, but there are a lot of people that just go for looks. Like someone can have a shit personality and they'll still date that person because they're just really good looking.
Yeah, that's the point of somebody with a shit personality. If someone has a shit personality, they're probably gonna
People
trick you into falling in love with them. That's generally how they are. Then you like regret it after you realize that you fucked up, and then comes back on you.
All right, and realizing, and then going into realizing that you fucked up and all this other type of shit, they're like, a lot of people seem to think that there's some kind of time machine to be like, oh, I wish I could go back in the past and change this and do that, but no, you like life is always two roads, it's always two decisions, right? And nobody ever just can just
always choose the right one.
no. There's no right and there's no wrong decision. Like you.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like in a
just-
sense, there kind of is because like how you just said,
No,
someone
no,
can
no, no,
wish
listen,
that they
listen,
can go
listen,
back to fix something. Okay, sorry.
Like what I'm
I'm
trying
thinking
to,
too much.
yeah,
Sorry.
You're thinking without hearing what I'm saying. Like a lot of people think, oh, there's a perfect decision. No, you choose one. If it fails, step back and adjust.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I'm
then,
saying?
hypothetically speaking, there is a perfect decision.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Hypothetically, sure.
There is a perfect decision for technically everything.
Technically, but a lot of people are stupid. No offense.
Yeah, we're humans. We make
Well,
mistakes.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
exactly.
I wouldn't put it as
Well,
I wouldn't put it as stupid. I would put it as not smart.
okay, yeah, that'd be a better
Same
that
thing.
that would be better. Like people, or no, not even that. They're not knowledgeable.
Their logic, yeah, their logic on it.
They're lacking knowledge on the situation that they're in. So
And that's why some people tend to do stupid stuff or choose the wrong
there's
choice.
There's no wrong choice. There's only
I don't.
Well, oh my god.
if you fuck up, step back and adjust.
Exactly. You just learn. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. I don't like the sometimes you win, sometimes you lose like attitude.
And like I said, I don't even know if I said it yet, but life is a learning game. Everything is learning. There's not a point in time where you don't learn.
And to be honest, like I'm not gonna bring in like politics and everything, but like vaping has a big part to roll in this.
What do you mean?
And
Did you say
smoking.
vaping?
No, vaping, smoking, drinking, it plays a big part in relationships.
I mean, honestly, I don't smoke. I do drink, I don't smoke, but I don't think that drinking and smoking has anything to do with it. It's the
Neither
choices
do
that
I.
I mean, it can, but like, okay, say I go to a bar, having a few drinks with friends, and say I'm with someone, I'm dating someone, but they're not there with me, and this guy comes and hits on me. I am smart enough to say, no, I'm sorry, I'm taken. Sorry.
But what
Like,
happens if you're pissed drunk?
That is
Then-
always the case.
You don't get pissed drunk by yourself without your boyfriend.
yeah,
slash
exactly. And that's where some people go wrong is that they think that they can go out not acting single, but technically speaking, yes.
girlfriend. Yeah.
And that's why, like me, when I'm with someone or dating someone, I like to go out with them. I don't like to go out without them because it's just out of respect, honestly.
Okay. I go out without my boyfriend and I go out with this cousin all the time. And that doesn't mean that I'm acting single or anything. But I definitely feel like drinking has like an effect in like a relationship. Like
Well, yeah.
Let's-
If you're
I go
piss poor
out-
drunk all the time,
like
you're
Well,
gonna
it
get.
just
No,
depends
that's
how
not what I'm
much
talking
and how
about.
often,
I'm talking about like
or
let's
if
say
they're
I go
okay
out
with
my
it.
boyfriend and whenever he starts drinking he gets really mean. Not violent, but he gets mean, like to me. Like that'll always have like sober me thinking like, is it something like does he not want to be with me? Like, is it me? Like, but it's not. It's the person who if you're acting like an asshole when you're drunk, you're an asshole. Like
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But I don't
It just
think
depends how a
like
person acts. Like I know
yeah,
they say that when you're drunk, that's when like you're yourself, the
the
the real
rawest
you or
form.
something. I don't, yeah, something like that. But
Like your deepest shit comes out.
yeah, yeah. So it just, I don't, like I said, I don't think drinking or smoking can ruin relationships. It's more on the person and how they act.
Right.
It's all about the actions.
Well, yeah.
Um, Not to contradict myself because
It,
I was like, drinking is a problem.
I mean, actions speak louder than words, you know?
But I do
Yeah,
think you can go out
I do
without your
believe in that.
partner.
Yes. Well,
Like
not me. I don't like to.
I go
Like I said,
downtown.
like
Like,
it's more of my
that's
option,
just yeah.
and it's just out of respect. Like I don't. It's not like I'm saying I don't want him going out without me. It's just it's I don't know. I feel
I
better when
think
if he's there with me than without, because I
that's
feel like I'm
yeah.
being protected or like I'm
You always want
safe.
to be with the person you like in love with. But
Exactly.
my thing is like if you want to go out and do something like just because I'm in a relationship does not mean that, that is what's the word? Represents me, like that's what defines me. Like yes, I am in a relationship, but like I can still go downtown because I feel like we have a lot of trust and I'm not going to try like anything. I'm not going to suck some rando's dick. Like sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to say that.
You're fine.
But I'm not going to go downtown. Like, I think respect is letting people do what they want to do. And if they choose to make those decisions where they mess up and like cheat or like do something terrible, then that's on them.
Right.
And then that's where you take action.
Right, but then again, if you can cheat on somebody, then I feel like there was no real connection to begin with.
Oh hell no. No. Yeah, I don't believe in you loving someone and then
Cheating.
accidentally air quote cheating on them. Like
Right.
no. No.
Well, I
If
think
you cheat on
I
someone, then you're obviously not happy
yeah,
You're
because
thinking about it for like,
yeah.
it's premeditated.
yeah, I think if some dude like walked up to you on the street, just some random dude, and just kissed you on the lips, and you just didn't even like want to do that, I think that's obviously a pass. But like, if you just if you
yeah.
just are completely knowledgeable and consentive that you are about to kiss another man, even though you are dating another man, then yes, that's
Can we talk about what defines cheating?
defines cheating.
I like to hear like everybody's like opinion.
Oh God.
I don't really
Well,
know. I think it's just subjective.
yeah.
Give me a like
It
a
can't just be
scene.
physical, but it can also be like
Emotional.
Yeah.
emotional
I think that's the
or
worst kind of cheating, honestly.
yeah, emotionally.
Yeah, like not really feeling somebody, but you just still with them.
Yeah.
No, no,
Like,
like as in cheating, like say I have a boyfriend and like I flirt, not, well, I guess yeah, flirt with someone else. I'm putting emotions into that like context and
Oh yeah, you're making
trying
the other
try
person feel the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it happens a lot too. And
I
Yeah.
okay.
speaking about or Rogue, you can go ahead.
I have a very flirtatious personality, I feel like. And it's not like me flirting. Like people have on like not to sound like full of myself, but people have been like, I thought you were flirting with me. That's just how I am. Like it's not my fault if you think that I like you. Like, but I'm never taking it to the point where I'm like what am I trying to say? Like
I mean, I'm a flirty person too, to
I'm
be
very
honest.
charming. Like I can't help it. It's just like one of my attributes.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sounding so conceited.
I mean,
But
I could be pretty funny. A lot of people find me funny, especially in person. But
Yeah, I'm just fucking annoying, so
Yo, same.
but
But
going. Oh, go ahead, Rogue.
I don't think like if I like call somebody cute, like you can call somebody attractive and it's not flirting and it's like it's I just feel so attacked. Like
No, I agree, but it like that's fine. Like I don't mind that. It's just how you take it after that.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
like
I don't think that like I think if my girlfriend like if I just came home one day and like my girlfriend was like, oh yeah, I told this one boy that it was cute today, I would have been like, why?
Why? I mean, I
Why'd you
don't
do
really
that?
have a problem with that because I do it too, honestly. Like, if I'm with someone, I'll be like, oh, like this person's cute or like
Like you look good
whatever.
today.
I don't know,
It's
like
also
Yeah.
how
more
would you feel
comfortable.
if like
Well,
I mean
I
if like
mean,
you were dating a dude and he just walked up to you and be like, yeah, this chick, she was like super pretty, and you know her nails were done. I don't know, she
I
was a
mean,
super nice
Well,
person.
it's happened before, so it's not like I'm not used to, or not.
think
I don't want to say I'm
about
not used to it, but it hasn't like happened to me. You get me?
right.
yeah.
So
Think about
And
social media.
well, actually,
Like
I
saying she's cute.
well actually,
Same thing.
speaking about social media and talking about drinking, a lot of people demonize social media, right? Because of
uh-huh.
how people are on there. But really, I think social media just brings out your true self, just like drinking might.
I think you
Damn,
can
I'm funny
actually.
then.
I actually think the opposite. I think that when you're on social media,
You're
you
trying
can put a
to,
mask over yourself and
yeah.
pretend to be something that you aren't,
You're
and
trying
I
you
feel
can
like
just
to
you can say
put on
things that you
this,
would never be
yeah.
able
You're
to
trying to be
say.
this certain persona just to impress people,
That
Yeah.
that
basically.
that is
I feel
true
like
as well.
go ahead, Gaki. I'm sorry.
But I mean, then again, that's like being fake, and that's kind of exposing yourself. You
In
get
a
what
I
I mean?
way.
feel like social media is a way to like you're not around people, so you get to like what's the word?
You can express yourself without being in
Yeah, yes,
trouble.
thank you. Without
Yeah.
being judged or like immediate like judgment and like
Well,
you're not like
yes
getting
and
like
no.
hatred and blah blah
Yes
blah.
and no, because you
Yeah.
can express yourself in a certain way, even though like you're not doing anything wrong, and people can still judge you on that
Yeah.
because it's happened.
No,
Yeah.
no.
People
I mean,
judgment
like you
is
Wait,
can.
hold on. Let me say something, because no matter what you do and no matter what kind of decisions you make in life, somebody will always make you out to be the bad guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know that.
that's
I know
true.
that. I'm just saying that even if you don't like do anything or whatever, like social media wise, uh someone will find something like to make you look bad or to
It's
judge you
easy.
or to even make stuff up and take things way out of context
Yeah.
just just to
Preach
make you look
sister.
bad. Just to make you look bad.
Yeah, I
Um
mean, there's always gonna be somebody doing that. There's always
can we
gonna
Yeah, no
rewind
kidding.
a little bit? So I think Frost said something like imagine if we got your boyfriend was like, oh she's cute.
Yeah.
So when I start talking about the social media, like liking like a guy liking like another girl's photo, that's like saying she's cute, right? Or you're saying like it's a nice picture, which is almost the same.
Yeah.
Is what guys say.
Yeah.
Like you don't like I like pictures because like when a guy's cute, I'm gonna like it. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not trying to flirt with them. Just because
Yeah.
I think someone's attractive doesn't mean I want to get with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
I think that's like I understand what you're saying, but I feel like if you just if your boyfriend was like going through your phone and saw you like the picture, I don't think that's as big of a deal as saying like you like that person, like you think that person is attractive.
I
Because
call my guy friends cute.
that's like putting up game, you know.
Like yeah, like
Then they have something to compete with, and that's not what you want.
exactly. But it's all about I don't like dating people with low insecurities. And you can try to fix somebody in as much as you want, but like it's all about the mindset of like who you are. Like you have to, you guys, I'm trying to like word this right, but it's coming out wrong.
It's
I
come to my
see.
sense that you like you said like you can't change anyone. Like they have to be willing to change for themselves. You can't force
Right.
Yeah.
them to
Exactly.
Exactly.
change.
Exactly.
No matter
Well,
Um,
how
I
much
think
you
you're a
love
big
them and
influencer
whatnot.
on them. Like you can
Yeah.
yeah, you
You
can.
yeah, you
like
can, you
But
can.
you can open the page up to that person, but it's
But it
completely up
doesn't
to the
mean that
person.
they're gonna
Yeah.
like go for
Yeah.
it.
like there are people who you can like try to raise them up as much as you can. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're still gonna be like, I'm garbage. And your word doesn't mean enough to them.
Well,
Like
if your word doesn't mean enough to them and you're dating them, then why are you dating?
Yeah, I agree.
this goes back to the whole thing. Like people like will date others because like of their insecurities. Like
Yeah. I don't know.
it
I
makes
never
them feel
liked.
wanted, needed, blah blah blah. Like
I mean, like you should feel
validation.
like $1,000,000 to the person that you're with, regardless of what plane of relationship you are on, and how many arguments you get into. But
Well,
Yo, way to make me feel sad.
Sad boy hours.
Sorry,
No
I
kidding.
I have a really melatonin voice right now because I'm tired and sick, and I'm just ready to go to bed.
shit. I mean, if we're gonna have some sad boy hours, we might as well talk about the meaning of life.
Oh
There is
no.
no
Oh
meaning.
God.
Life
There
is
is no
life.
meaning.
Love is love.
I think that that's actually like an extremely weird comment because like what is the meaning of life? Because there's a lot of people that commit suicide because they're like, well, there's no point in living, and I'm like, well, what's the point in not living?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's
Yo.
I think
literally
it's love.
there's literally no point in dying or living because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like you don't know if you're gonna be in like a big pit of death your entire like
Heaven, hell,
afterlife.
if there
Yeah,
even is one.
and like could you imagine, right, if you killed yourself to get to the afterlife and you expect all these things from it and it's actually just like a blank
Black,
slate and
yeah,
nothing
black
ever
space.
happens and then you're depressed for the rest of eternity because you're always there. But what
Mhm.
if you lived a happy life and you actually lived your life thoroughly and did all the things that you wanted to do? Then you're like, you know what, I did all this shit. Like I didn't just stop trying.
I think the
Mhm.
meaning of life is to love each other and
Just
try
live it to the
to
fullest.
Nah, fuck loving
give
each other.
people
There's some mean ass
like,
people out there.
yeah, there are. And it's because like the people that are around them and like their mindset and how they were like raised. But it's
Yeah.
also to help like influence people or like reach out and like make meaningful connections.
Well,
Yeah.
here's my little input. So when you're born, or before you're born, I feel like you have three main purposes that you have to fulfill before you die, no matter what. And I think, like the will of the world, the will of the universe, will not let you die until you fulfill these three purposes that you have, right? So it could be like changing the world. It could be writing a book. Like there's so many stories of veterans that came straight out of an ambush as a sole survivor, and then they come to tell their story, and it ends up being some kind of motivational thing.
Touches someone.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
touches people. So like that's their sole purpose. That's the meaning of their life. Their meaning of their
Yeah,
life
I
was
mean-
to write that story, and to reach out and touch more people. Like,
So, do you think that after you achieved all of the things that you have in your life, you die?
no,
Not that you die necessarily, no.
no, yeah,
Okay.
I don't.
So
I
you
don't
continue
think that.
living life, but you have a goal that you want to
That's just
achieve.
random.
It's just you.
Well,
you.
I think like I think you have all different types of goals, and like one of those goals are endless, like talking to people and motivating. Like that goal's endless.
So, do you
Exactly.
necessarily like know what the goals are, or do you just have them preset like as soon as you're born?
I think you make them.
I think no. I feel like like subconsciously before you're born, like when you're in the womb, you create these goals that you have. I mean, but that's what I think. But then again, you could also be like anywhere between 1 and 5. You can also create these goals.
Yeah, I mean,
Like for me, like my personality was built upon being creative because I was always surrounded with Legos, and that inspired my creativity and imagination. So for me to be creative and always thinking about stuff and having all these ideas pop up in my head, it makes me want to build businesses and
Yeah.
release all these product ideas that I have into the world someday.
yeah, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily directed to when you were born. I think that happens over time. Like as you grow up, you see things,
Yeah.
you want to do things.
You
I don't
learn more about
I don't
living,
believe it's
basically.
necessarily it's just your soul thing. I think it just happens.
Well, it's not even like that. There's things in your life where you feel like you can't even breathe if you're not doing it. That's a purpose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that doesn't necessarily mean that it was given to you at birth because you know literally nothing before you were born. As a matter of fact, you practically can't know anything because all you've seen was darkness in a tummy.
Right. But I mean, but then again, the second you're you're in this super you're in this you're in this state of mind where you're just like eating all this information. You're just
Well, yeah.
just constantly learning. You know what I mean?
So do you think that the reason that we have goals was preset spiritually? Is that
I feel like that's the case.
yeah?
And like I said, going
I
back
don't
to
know.
veterans and journalists and was to touch somebody.
I mean, I understand, but I feel like there's people that like go through their life that don't achieve like something crazy. Like they lived their life and enjoyed their life, but they didn't like get like the Medal of Honor and shit. And they don't have stories like amazing stories to tell. But I don't necessarily think that you were given goals before you were born spiritually or during childhood.
Well, see, I believe like I said, I believe in that you're given these goals, but some people never take action. Is the problem?
Oh,
Yeah, that's the only bad thing is like
Yes.
if you don't like act upon your goals, you're not gonna face them.
yeah. I mean, I still stick by what I said because
And,
you develop goals even as a child,
Right.
regardless if
and
they were necessarily given to you.
and then again, a lot of people feel like they never really accomplish anything because a lot of people are just afraid to act.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they're scared of rejection or failure.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a saying that a lot of people die in their 20s, but really die in their 70s. If that makes sense. Like dreams die in their 20s.
So they've lived a life of 70 years by the age of 20.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, not really. It's just like they feel like they're dead because there's nothing. They feel like nothing good's coming for them.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's just a disease. Not joking, but there is actually a disease that makes you not feel emotion, which is really weird. But
Oh, I've heard of it.
I mean, like, I feel like there's always something to do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, there's a lot of people that get stuck in a 9 to 5 job that they don't enjoy, which makes them feel like that's
Suffocated, trapped.
basically that, and that's why I say, or that's why I say or talk about the quote that people die in their 20s, but really die in their 70s, 80s, 90s, that age,
Yeah.
But
I think it's all just the state of the mind. Unless you have a disease or something.
It honestly is. It just depends on like what are your standards and what are your goals.
Like some people get shut down and they think that, oh my gosh, my life is over. What am I going to do now? And like I said, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Like you just have to take that knowledge and move forward with it.
Yeah, I think you could compare that almost to like survival of the fittest because if you can't fight through it and you can't go through the problems that you're dealing with right now, then you just give up and then your life goes to
It's easy to
not
give
that
up.
great. Yeah, it's easy to give up, but it's worth not giving up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand why there's like some people get addicted to drugs and shit because their lives have gone downhill because maybe they had a problem that they couldn't really overcome. Maybe even like drug abuse was the problem itself, and they
It
just
just
used
makes
more
me
drugs.
sad because, like, you can get over things. It's just you gotta have the mindset to do so.
Right, and a lot of
You
people
can't, you
don't.
can't, you can't. Yeah, they just give up and they're like, well, what, like, it's never gonna get better, but it is. You just have to be patient because it takes
Yeah.
time.
And then people have that negative mindset and they just attract so much negativity in their lives, and it just they just attract more negativity and just when things start to seem to get better, negativity just hits them again, and they feel like it never gets better.
Pain is always worse in the present. Like I can't speak.
No.
Pain is always worse in the present.
No, I think we make pain worse than it has to be. I think we make it up to be worse than it has to be.
Yeah,
I
because
don't think we make
literally,
it up.
yeah,
to
we
be- 'cause
drown in our own sorrows.
Right.
I mean, generally, if you're going through so much like mental pain that you were starting to do things that you don't generally do, even when you weren't like suffering, then I think that it's not really overreacting. It's more just it sucks to be in that position, and it's not really something that you can control necessarily.
And it's not that, but like people have to know too that there are other people that are there for them. They just have to let them know what's going on, because if you keep things to yourself, no one's ever gonna know, and they're
Yeah.
never gonna be able to help you either.
Right.
I mean, like, let's be honest here. When was the last time you were going through something and you genuinely actually went to go and find help?
Recently,
Really?
and
Dude,
I talked to people.
I always open up
Not
to.
not saying
I always
not
open
saying
up.
that
I
like
don't trust anybody to talk to
no
shit.
no not saying that I was gonna do like self-harm or anything like that. It's about the
Oh,
whole like
yeah.
breakup thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. But like it was really hard, and I not only talked to my parents, but I talked to like really close friends, and they
Yeah.
helped a lot. And trust me, like after that day that it happened, I've been happy since.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Because
see,
then you expressed yourself,
see,
which
here's
is
Yeah.
nice.
see, here's the thing. Like, I think having social media is one of the best things that can ever happen to us because we
And
have
the worst.
well, okay, that too.
Depends
Because
how you take it.
it
Yeah.
does depend because some people will just quit being
Subjective.
social. But anyways, what I'm saying, I think it's one of the best things to happen to us as well because we have so many people to talk to and so many opportunities and options. We could just dump all our sorrows and problems on
Yeah.
random people that we don't even know because they can't tell anybody because
Yeah,
most of the
and
time they
then-
live in fucking Narnia or some shit.
Yeah, and you can just have normal conversations with random people talking about your depressed ass life.
Yeah.
Or you can just get an expensive plane ticket and go meet them.
Nah, fuck that. It's free. Discord's free. What the fuck? I'll just click 2 buttons, get into a Discord call, and call somebody from across the goddamn world.
Well, Esther's
Hey,
speaking
I'm just
from
trying to
experience
travel.
right now.
I'm just trying to travel.
That's respectable.
Yeah.
I literally just bought a plane ticket to Florida to go meet 2 friends that I met from playing like
How long have
Rainbow
you
and
known
stuff
them?
like that.
Bet.
Well, I've known Slay for about a
Okay,
year
okay.
because
Well,
obviously.
let's
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll talk about it some other time.
yeah. But anyways, like I said, like there's so many opportunities to talk with somebody that you don't know, and most of the time these people end up being really helpful.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've told my parents before that like people I've met through like my ex or like through myself playing
Video games.
are probably the best friends I've had than
Yeah.
people I've actually met in person.
Right.
Yeah, I actually
in
don't.
like yeah.
I don't even talk to
because-
people in real life and express
honestly.
myself to people in real life because, like, I literally I don't trust any of the people
Yeah, neither
in
do
my
I.
school.
Besides Destiny.
But any day of the week I will hop on Discord and talk to somebody about my life.
Same,
People who
dude.
weaponize your emotions.
Like, so uncomfortable to because like I can't trust any of these people in my school
Yeah, it's
because
just really hard because you can talk to them, but then like they're not really there for you. They're just
yeah, and then
there to,
you
like-
have the issue that they can tell other people, and then it becomes like a rumor, and
not
then
just
bad things
that
happen.
or like
But- but
they're
then
just there
again-
to just be there. They're not there to
Yeah.
like actually benefit in any way.
Right, but then again, here you come on Discord. You have the fucking most friendliest people in the world.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
then,
I agree.
and then
All right,
they're
well-
just like a family to you, you know?
I think I'm gonna
Sure.
hop off here. It's I should have gone to bed like an hour ago, and I got ACTs tomorrow. So
All right, well, good luck on that. And
yeah,
Good luck.
I,
all right,
I think I'll just keep the podcast going for like another 8 minutes or so.
yeah,
Sure.
all right. Well, it was nice meeting you guys.
You
Good night.
Yep.
Yep,
Have a
night.
good night, buddy.
Later.
But I mean, like I said, there's just so many good things about social media, and then there's, I
There's
mean,
bad things.
there is, but I don't think it's like as bad as people make it out to be. You know, it's just the way that people use it,
Yeah, exactly.
and a lot of people, they come onto social media, really not expressing themselves to somebody else, but they spread this negative vibe around, like say on Snapchat, oh, I wish you were this, and fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and it's giving you this negative vibe and spreading it around. Which I like especially because the subconscious mind is so powerful.
It's just basically a bunch of little kids behind a screen that think that they can like talk to someone, however, just because it's not actual like in person. and they're just not happy with their lives, so they decide to bring others down. That's basically what it is when people are like that.
Right, but I mean, like when I go on Snapchat or Instagram, I post positive things and I post memes to make people laugh and try to. It makes me laugh too, and it makes me enjoy my day a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, so that's one of the positive things about social media is like it's just depending on what you post and what kind of content you put into there, and a lot of people do things based on likes and views and whatever. And
Right. But this is like
ver-
just a free
versus
will.
versus what they want because like some guy can post like a shirtless pic and say, "Oh, well, I want to talk about this," but when I post that gets more likes,
Right.
you know, versus, talking about or posting the thing that they're passionate about because they care about likes.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I love likes just as much as the next e-girl. Obviously. But like everybody likes attention.
Right.
Everybody loves it.
Right.
Like
It's
tell
it's
people
it's
being
human
humans.
nature.
Exactly. Like sometimes like I think about like posting a picture and it may seem like random or like scandalous or cute or funny, but like you can always like caption it with like something like that is important to you. Maybe it seems like you're just using the picture for likes, but like it's attention grabbing. They'll look at your picture. Sorry, they'll look at your picture and they'll notice. Some people when I look at people's pictures on Instagram, I read the captions, no matter how long they are, except for like something I'm not interested in, obviously. But it'll grab your attention and it'll put it towards that. I don't know what my point was here. Let's
You
cut
lost
that.
yourself?
Um, but you can use attention and like the power of likes or whatever to focus on something real. Social media is the best and the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. I mean, besides like a few like diseases
Right.
and like wars and stuff. But I like it a lot. I don't think I could live without it. I have like so many accounts and
Well, see,
I love interacting with mutuals and stuff.
I do too. Honestly, I like to build connections. I like to build bonds, and
Hell yeah.
I like to. But then again, I like to get my name out there because eventually, like I said, I want to build a clothing brand. I want to get all these ideas out there and eventually change the world in the education system. But to even step in that realm or that world, I need to have funds.
Yeah.
So.
It's hard to chase your dreams sometimes.
Right, it is, and it's not a dream, and it's there's nothing good about it if you don't enjoy the grind. Like you can't want to do something if you don't enjoy the grind, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like a lot of people nowadays, now going back to social media, a lot of people expect things instantaneously, and that's one of the problems with social media because it gives us gratification and a lot of instant attention. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we really don't have to work for any of that attention. We can just send a text and not face ourselves and really put ourselves out there. You know?
Yeah, like YOLO, that YOLO thing.
Yeah,
that
I
they
love
do
YOLO.
on
I love
Snapchat.
using that.
Like,
it's
okay, the okay.
You
To
got
be
some shit
honest,
to
it
say?
doesn't.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
it doesn't
No
it
judgment.
doesn't mind me, but like it's kind of annoying of that anonymous user, but at the same time you know who likes you and who doesn't and who adores like everything that you do. Like it's actually nice, but it's actually not because you actually want to know who it is.
right.
True.
It,
Oh, I thought you meant like you only live once.
it,
No, YOLO the
No.
I know.
app.
I caught on.
Oh my gosh.
it brings like a nostalgical kind of feeling,
Yeah,
like mixed feelings. You know?
because if you get if you get like the person, they can tell you more what you can do and what you don't need to do.
What do you mean?
Like so, it, I took a survey on my Snapchat, okay, so, saying that, okay, so what should I do for my first YouTube video? And a lot of people's like vlog about your life. It's like, all right, but I didn't do it over YOLO. But if I did it over YOLO, I didn't know, or I wouldn't even know who or what I should do or not do, because every time somebody slid up and said or voted what I should do, they they gave me a reason or what I should do while I'm vlogging.
Well, I mean, I get you, but then again, like you can't, like when it comes to creating things, you can't base what you do off of other people, because then again, you can't fully enjoy the process of creating it. You can't fully enjoy whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you have to do things for yourself. So
Yeah, but
so like,
it,
mhm.
it's just nice, like you
To
know how like people
to
do like
to
challenges and
to
stuff.
get to get third person views. I get you.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, mind reader.
But for me, like I highly enjoy talking. I really like I'm really a social kind of person, and
Yeah.
for me, and then I also see the value in audio. So for me to see the value in audio and seeing its business potential and helping me create a stepping stone toward one of my future goals, it's just two in one. It's great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it feels right for me, and it's an enjoyable experience.
Right.
So it's all about what you enjoy, versus secondary people saying, oh, I want this.
Well,
Yeah,
but yes, but then again, sorry to cut you off, but it also depends, like, well, I need viewers, so who's actually going to be willing to watch? Like
I think
right,
you
but
have to give out the content that people are going to be wanting to watch too.
right, but going back to that, if you're creating what people like, but you don't enjoy because you're doing it for views, then you're basically working a 9 to 5 job that you hate with your very
Well,
being.
That's
yeah,
okay.
yes, but it also depends, like, if you give them options about stuff that you like,
Hmm.
Right. You can always
then
work around that.
yeah, then they can give you, like, say I want to start vlogging and I'm like, okay, well, I love makeup, so should I do makeup or I love video games, for example. I can either do makeup tutorials or I can stream playing video games. I give people those two options. Those two options are things that I love to do. What do people want to see? And then we go from there.
Right, and that I mean, then again, you could also do the option of combining what people are asking with for at the same time as creating something that you like. You know,
Yeah.
like sometimes I'll stream the podcast and play play casuals on Rainbow Six Siege, 2 in 1. You know,
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
That's what I did for the
Something.
other video. I was just playing casuals, talking with some of my friends, and 2 in 1.
Hmm. Interesting.
So
Yeah,
I
like
think I'm about
you
to
can
steal.
always you can always multitask. Like you can talk about a topic, but like you can still play a game so they don't get bored while they're watching the video.
right,
No,
exactly. It's
but
it's
that's not really what I was. It was just an example. Like, it doesn't have to be playing video games while doing makeup or whatever.
right.
You get me?
But then again, it's like a sort of eye candy, you know?
Yeah.
People love to see stuff.
Right, but then again, now we're in a day and time, day and age, whatever, where people love audio. Because
Hmm.
what do you do when you're working out? What do you do when you're
Listen to
driving?
music
Yeah, exactly.
or
It's
listen to podcasts, listen to whatever.
basically audio. Nobody really watches videos anymore. You know what I'm saying? Right now, like me, I could listen to podcasts all day long. and be happy with it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like podcasts and anything audio is in its prime right now.
I listen to podcasts like if like whenever I'm doing like skincare, like if I'm doing like a face mask or I'm steaming my face or like or
Right.
I'm cleaning like my house. It's super like handy. It makes me feel like someone's there. Like it's better than leaving the TV playing in the back.
Right.
You know?
And like I feel like in a way podcasts make you feel incorporated and make you feel like you're learning something at the same time because that's usually what podcasts are.
Right.
They're either exposing you to learn something new, or it's something funny. I and it's always one of those.
Right. Um, to be honest, like I'm doing this or I'm in this podcast and like I'm playing American Truck Simulator. Like it's pretty simple.
Right. I mean, like then again, like so many people play Rocket League, right? And then
Yeah.
they have a podcast going, and
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
so
God, that game gives me heart attacks. I
but
cannot.
but what I'm saying is so many people enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm trying to make content that I enjoy. And on top of that, like I'm enjoying two things at once. I'm enjoying playing Rainbow, and I'm enjoying
Yeah.
making podcasts.
I think you guys like basically said this, but you should always have like authenticity, like the thing that makes you you.
Right.
Like
And like it's kind of like if you actually enjoy the process, you enjoy the grind, you enjoy what you're doing, it's hard to fail.
Right.
It's so hard to actually like say, "Oh, this idea is not going to work at all." It's so hard to have that mindset when you enjoy the thing to death. You get
yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
picking up what you're throwing down.
But anyways, I'm gonna end the podcast here, and then we can have another deep talk tomorrow or something.